Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Blue Lounge. And boy, what a debate! What a debate you guys have been having. I posted my stream, I think about an hour and a half ago. And I've been reading what you guys have been writing in the chat of the stream before it even started. So a great discussion, a great debate. Loco Costa, welcome. It's the Blue Lounge, or Mo, or Kasim. But yeah, Baggy's alright, no problem with Baggy. How you all doing? I see you guys have been having a crack at this. Listen. Today we're gonna be talking about what's being said. What's being said in respect to the Erling Haaland situation. Eric Blue, how are you? I hope you're able to come on. If you are, you know where the link is. Click on it. Big up as always to everyone here. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, man. Is it Is it DH? Is that a Drov. Big up to you anyway. Big up to you. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, and I apologize, but you're always, chipping in with your comments, and I read them. Dhruv. All right. Dhruv. Well, welcome, Dhruv, as always. Great comments, great chat. Official. You guys are killing me. Big up to everyone. Dhruv, everyone. I think I saw Jack Zeldin earlier. Jordan, Duncan, everyone. English T2 Games. Big up to everyone and welcome back. Listen, people. We are literally. What is it? I want to see this. I mean, we've got 22 likes already, and the stream just started. But I want to check something else, because I have a feeling that tonight is the night we hit 7K. I have a feeling tonight is the night we hit 7K. Where are we now? Let me have a look. All right, we are 14 subscribers away from 7K. 14 subscribers away from 7K. And if you like the video, if you're on social media and you can share it and get people in here, we might just get these 14 new subscribers while we're having the stream. And we can celebrate 7K live on stream. So if you haven't subscribed already, one of the 34, 35 people in the stream now, if you haven't subscribed already, help us reach the 7K subscriber milestone by subscribing. Anyway, so what are we talking about today? We're talking about the situation with Erling Haaland, the situation with Chelsea Football Club in respect to Erling Haaland, the situation in respect to the transfer window, and where are we? I did a stream a few hours ago talking about the Arsenal-Chelsea result. And we saw, again, for the second game running, the problem we have when it comes to scoring. I mean, yeah, we scored a couple of goals. Havertz, great goal. Tammy Abraham, good goal. And in the last game, we had, we had a couple of goals as well. But this isn't good enough, lads. This isn't good enough for Chelsea. These goals that we're scoring, they're not good enough. Because, we expect Havertz to score the odd goal. You expect Hakim Ziyech to a little bit more clinical in front of goal. It was a great opportunity that he created for himself today, to be fair to the lad. But he was too patient, too slow to score that goal. And we want a goal scorer. We want a finisher. And today, we don't seem to have that. And that's why Tammy Abraham, even Armando Broja. Armando Broja is one for the future, I reckon. Tammy Abraham and Batshuayi, they're not Chelsea material. Moving forward, they're not Chelsea material. Now, the problem is this. Fabrizio Romano has made a couple of tweets over the past couple of days. The last one that he tweeted, he said that, what's the word here? Untradeable, unsellable, unattainable, unavailable. Lukaku. Lukaku is not for sale at any price. Inter Milan will not allow Lukaku to be sold at any price. Right now, it seems like Lautaro Martinez, his partner in crime, might be allowed to move on. And Arsenal seem to be on the case of Lautaro Martinez. It's going to take 60 to 70 million to secure the Lautaro Martinez deal. With Inter Milan the way they are right now, they don't need to sell Lukaku. And apparently Lukaku is happy at Inter Milan anyway. So the Lukaku ship has sailed. Lukaku is not an option that we can be looking at moving forward, apparently. As per Fabrizio Romano. But does that leave us? Lewandowski. Lewandowski ain't for sale. Yo, Calvin Jones. Hey, Baggy, had a good stream. Listen, Calvin Jones, if you want to jump on, tell me, and I'll send you the link. This is a very, very good YouTube channel. I know he's been away. He's probably got some personal things he's taking care of. But Calvin Jones, his YouTube channel, his analysis when it comes to transfers, second to none. He's not been uploading regularly. I don't know why, but I wish you the best of luck, Calvin, and I hope things are working out for you. But if you're able to come on, tell me and I'll send you a link so you can come onto the stream. Lads, subscribe to this channel. Trust me. I'm heading. Alright, mate. No worries. No worries, Calvin. Next time. Yeah, lads, subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to Calvin Jones. Great content. And I'm sure he'll be up and running again once the season kicks off. So, yeah. Jamie, lad, I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. I'm, content, happy that we beat Arsenal today. So I can't complain. But yeah, this week coming. 1 second, lads. The uploads have been slow given the lack of news, really, but I'll be getting back to it. Yeah, definitely. Love this guy's content. Calvin Jones, I love his content. So, guys, like I said, he'll be up and running once the season kicks off. So make sure you go check him out. Yeah, this is a key week. I believe so. Listen, we've done a lot of this. We've done a lot of patience. We've had a lot of patience, and I'll tell you something. It's gonna run out. It's gonna run out at the end of the week. Like I was saying, Lukaku, not an option. Lower, not an option. Lewandowski is not an option. He's not going to be sold to Chelsea. Bayern Munich still need him for this season coming. We have no option but Erling Haaland. Do you think there's any club that would spend 30 million to... Hopefully Arsenal. You know what? It's a funny one because a lot of our players, the ones that we want to move on, seem to drop in value every time we play them in this pre-season. You know what I mean? So, yeah, hopefully Arsenal. I think Aston Villa might also be interested, and so is West Ham. Aston Villa, they have history with Tammy, so hopefully one of them, and they have money. Aston Villa have money. I made a video a while back talking about Aston Villa, and would they? And I kind of alluded that they may not have the funds to sign him, but no, Aston Villa do have funds to sign Tammy Abraham should they want him. My pleasure. Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna give my regulars 5 more minutes. If no one jumps in, then I'm gonna give you guys the link in the stream, and I'll get you guys on. I think Jamie has a lot to say about this topic, and whoever wants to jump in, you're more than welcome to do so. I'm gonna give the other guys 5 minutes because I promised to give them time to get on. But if they don't turn up, I will put the link out to the general public, and we'll discuss this together. Now, this week coming, what can we expect? A lot of people are saying this deal cannot be resolved in a week. It can't be finalized in a week. I agree, it can't be finalized in a week, but it's been going on for a lot longer. I have a feeling that this week we will get an announcement. We will get to know where we are in respect to this deal. I think something will be happening. 1 second. Listen. I don't think so. I don't think anything of that nature has been made apparent, because if it has been made apparent, you'd hear about it from everyone. So I haven't heard anything in regards to that. Yeah, Luke is asking for your source, mate. Yeah, I mean, something of that nature. You'd hear Simon Phillips talking about it, Fabrizio Romano talking about it, but I haven't heard any of those guys talking about it. My concern is this, lads, and you know what? Let's do the stream differently today. I'm gonna ask you the questions and you're gonna answer me. I'm gonna ask you the questions and you're gonna answer me. So in the chat, let me know. Do you guys think Erling Haaland, his saga will be resolved, or at least it will come to some sort of conclusion this week? If you think so, in the chat, let me know. Type in it will be resolved or it will not be resolved. Let me know in the chat. I want to know your opinion. I got 46 people in the chat. Let me know your opinion. Do you think the Erling Haaland saga will be resolved this week? Will we know what's going on? Bobby says it has to be resolved. Bobby, why are you typing in the chat? Why are you not up in here in the on the panel? You, Eric Blue, Sidroki, I've given you the links. I don't think it will be. Alright, I don't think it will be. I don't think it will be resolved. It has to be. I don't know. Listen. I'm gonna throw a big question. To all of you. Eric Blue, how are you? Eric Blue, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing more or less the same as I was doing a few hours ago.
All right. But you were out. Are you home now? Are you back home now?
Yeah. I'm back.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Listen, I'm going to ask this question to the guys in the chat, because there's a few topics we're going to be talking about, but there's a couple that I want to get the fan base's point of view on. Boys in the chat, listen. Today I've been reading about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and his relationship to Erling Haaland. You all know they come from the same country. They, I think, at some point, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was his manager for a club or whatnot. The question is, could Manchester United really be contenders to sign Erling Haaland next season should we miss the boat on his deal this season? Because Erling Haaland next season will be going for peanuts, and he has the pick of whatever club that he wants to go for. Will Manchester United be contenders for his signature? Will they get his signature? And if they do, where are we going to be? What impact is that going to have on us? Listen, I agree. Chelsea will never give up on this deal, but sometimes this deal is looking a little bit tough. Listen, I want to welcome Bobby to the stream. Bobby, how are you?
Hey, hi, Baggy. Is that Eric Blue?
Eric Blue is, yeah.
Hi, Eric. Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
How are you doing?
Hi. Wow, the perennial topic, huh? I think where Ole comes from, or indeed Tor Andre Flo, has nothing to do with whatever decision the Haalands make on this one. You know, you don't really...
Yeah. Tori Andre Flo wouldn't be a key player in the transfer next season. He's a key player. I think he's a key player in the transfer this season. But next season, I think Ole's hand will be higher than Tori Andre Flo's, because Ole will be his direct coach, his direct manager, should he choose to go to Man United.
Well, we don't really... I hear what you're saying, but we don't really know what the position will be, assuming we don't get Haaland this season. We don't know what it will be next season. We're assuming a lot of things. I mean, Man United have spent considerably and are about to spend some more. Their wage bill is not exactly conservative. And unless they perhaps get rid of Pogba, and even then, it's limited just how much they can offer in wages or other attraction to Erling Haaland, unless they suddenly next season are in a position where there's something like Premier League champions or European champions. Then then there's that added appeal. I don't know. That's all a lot of ifs and buts, really. But you're right. In terms of influence on the club, Ole, certainly, if he's still there, has more influence than Tor Andre Flo. But Chelsea's a different sort of animal. And I sincerely believe that within our negotiations or our attractions for certain players, we send out strong scouts, for want of a better word. I think things like the Ben Chilwell deal, I'm pretty sure the likes of Ashley Cole had a hand in that in the background, as well as Lampard, and some of the other sort of members of the sort of English coaching staff, as did people tend to think, oh, Rudiger didn't have that much of a say really in the Havertz deal. I don't know. I think a little word in the air of Kai didn't go down badly. Obviously, he's not part of the negotiations. So who knows? I don't know. Money talks in the end.
No, of course. Money talks, and there are other influencing factors, but yeah, generally money is the biggest one. There's a comment here from Dhruv saying, I think even if we don't get him this season, I think we have a good chance next year, because we already have groundwork for the personal terms, whereas the other teams have to start from the beginning. I disagree. I think all the work that we have done in regards to this deal this year will all be nullified next year. The deal will be different. The terms will be different. The field of competitors is going to be different. I think personal terms that we agree this year will have to be upped next year because we are challenging for a signature from Real Madrid, Man City, Man United, or XYZ club. So the terms will be more in favour of Erling Haaland than they are today. But again, it will be less in favour of Dortmund because there's a release clause and there is a cap to what Dortmund can receive. There is also another aspect that we all need to understand. Lads in the chat, you have to understand something. The deal this year benefits everyone. The deal this year benefits everyone, including Chelsea. The deal next year will not benefit Erling Haaland's camp in regards to Mino Raiola and Alfie Haaland, the two agents to Erling. It'll benefit Erling, but it won't benefit the two people representing him. It won't benefit Dortmund, and it won't benefit Chelsea because Chelsea will have to pay more in regards to contract and other aspects to Erling Haaland rather than getting him today for that fee. And when I say more, I'm talking about in regards to the contract. I'm not talking in regards to the actual deal. The deal is going to be less. But the deal... so in a nutshell, today we're paying a big transfer fee, but everything else is relatively low, and we're going to get him this season, and which is what we want, which is what we need. Next season, we're going to have a makeshift striker playing for Chelsea for this season that we're going to have to offload maybe next season when Erling Haaland comes along, and we're going to be having to compete with other clubs. I worry that if we don't get Erling Haaland this transfer window, the likelihood of us getting him next transfer window, the next summer transfer window, is virtually zero. And
are we even sure of being in the Champions League without him? Not to mention being in the position we're in as European champions. We may not even get into the Champions League if we don't have him.
Yep. That is a very good point, and that's a topic that I want to discuss as well. What is our expectations? As Chelsea Football Club this season without Erling Haaland? I'm specifically saying Erling Haaland. I'm not saying without a striker because we may get a Danny Ings, we may get a Calvert-Lewin, we may get someone. Okay, but for me, those guys, they don't guarantee you success. They don't guarantee you the success. When I say success, our standard of success. Because finishing top 4 this season, for me, it's not success. Finishing second, finishing first, because that's what we want to be doing. We want to be challenging for the title. So I want to ask Eric and I want to ask Bobby, without Erling Haaland, what can we realistically expect to achieve this season? I'll start with Eric.
Yeah, it's Haaland or bust. That's the way I see it. Without Haaland, we should expect maybe top 4 and maybe a League Cup at the most. That's it. But with Haaland, we have a chance of winning more. Maybe winning 2 trophies in the same season, like we used to. So many years ago. So yeah, that's where I see it, man.
You think we'll finish top 4 without Erling Haaland?
It will be a struggle. I think it will be a struggle like it's been for the last 3 seasons. We'll probably just get tougher in the last week again. But with Haaland, we might be able to be comfortably in the top 4 and challenging, on many fronts like we want to. So, yeah.
Bob, I want to twist this a little bit for you, Bobby. Bobby, we finished top 4 just about this season, just about last season. Top 4 realistically is achievable with the squad because we did it 2 seasons in a row. We did it last season and with a weaker squad lot the season before that. The thing is this. This season we're playing a lot more games than we did in the previous 2 seasons.
Yep.
And I think the pressure on us to achieve is a lot greater this season. So, 2 questions for you, Bobby. What can we expect to achieve this season without Erling Haaland? And what can we expect from Tuchel, having just won the Champions League, only to receive a centre-back, which we will probably get in the next few days, and a third choice goalkeeper this window? What would what is going to be his motivation? What is going to be his position in respect to the club? So let me know what you think about those 2 points, Bobby.
I'll start with the second point. I wouldn't worry too much about Tuchel because he is a coach by instinct. And Tuchel likes playing with lesser players. By that, I mean those with lesser reputation because he gets the best out of them. I don't think he's always that comfortable with the high marquee type players, your Neymars of this world and so on. I think sometimes they can be problematic to him because they are prima donnas. They're problematic players, as it were, or they can be. So I'm not that worried about that. What I am worried about is your first point. We are going into a season where we have a higher workload. We also have a situation where our African players, two of whom are key players in the first team, are going to be away from us for about a month. We will be battling without the added quality of Erling Haaland. We will be battling for top 4. That it's just that simple, and we're not even sure we'll make it because the layer of the land has changed. The Leicesters of this world have strengthened. Liverpool will definitely be better and back. West Ham, you can't discount them. Even Villa, even the likes of Tottenham and Arsenal are going to make a better fight of it. So it's not going to be easy. And what puts you up at the top of the Premier League is not necessarily your rivals around you, is those lower teams that you need to be getting consistently 3 points from, that we will struggle with if we don't have somebody that can finish lethally. I think it will be a big problem. We might, because of the skills of our coach, get away with it, but it's a headache that I don't think he deserves, not after winning the European Cup.
I totally agree. I mean, what more does a manager have to do to get some backing from the board? This is for me a problematic position for Tuchel to be in. He came in halfway through the season with a very, what's the word here? A very leaky vessel. We were leaking goals left, right, and centre, and he came in. He managed to plug those holes and get the defenders defending, and then slowly but surely started to win games and put us in the position we're in. Before I welcome Julius to the stream, lads, we are just under 100 likes with just under 200 people in the stream. Do me a favor and hit that like button. Let's get to 100 likes. Also, the Blue Lounge is currently sitting on 6,988 subscribers. We are 12 subscribers away from 7,000 subscriber milestone. I'd really appreciate for anyone who hasn't yet subscribed to the Blue Lounge to hit that subscribe button and help us reach the 7,000 subscriber milestone while we are in the stream. I really appreciate that. Julius, how are you? Welcome to the stream.
Hello, Mo, and big up to Bobby and Eric Blue. Missed you guys.
We missed you. Where you been, man? I haven't seen you for a while.
Very busy at work. Very busy. But I've been watching all the sports at night.
I know. I know. I hope everything is going good with you. And this position we're in, we've been here for quite some time. And right now, Julius, the stories in the media, in the press, reported by some of the big journalists, seem to suggest that this is the week. These are the 7 days where something is going to be apparent. Whether it's a positive, whether it's a negative, it looks like the Lukaku deal is dead. It's not going to happen. He's untouchable. He's unavailable. He's unsellable by Inter Milan.
Right.
Lewandowski, again, not a deal that is going to happen. Erling Haaland is the only option that seems to be on the table. Do you think we are going to get this over the line? Do you think Chelsea have done enough to get this over the line? What's your position? I mean, we've talked about this a lot, but I want to know what's your position as it stands today.
August 5th is the day that you'll hear something about Haaland.
Was that the date that you chose? Where is it, August 5th? Is that Thursday? I think that's Thursday. Is it? Thursday, yeah. August 5th is Thursday. Yeah, I'm August 4th. Yeah. Okay, and why do you think August 5th is so crucial? Is it because just before the weekend? Is it towards the end of the week? What's making you so positive about the date?
Guts. My guts. I'm not gonna say I have information or anything. It's just my gut feeling, and logically, I think August 5th, which is a Thursday, is going to be very important, and something is going to come up regarding Haaland. Realistically, I think maybe Bobby can agree with me on that. If we know Chelsea are a smart club, very ambitious, and they're ruthless, as we have that reputation being ruthless, we should hear positive stuff about Haaland. The other thing is...
Yep.
Go ahead, Bobby, if you want to say something.
No, I quite agree. I think we are completely implicated. No matter how much we've tried to keep it secret, it's such an open secret that if we don't at least make a public move, we won't look good at all.
Yeah,
we got to do it.
Yeah, no, 100%. There is a face.
Right. Julius, Bobby, listen. Sorry to cut you guys off, but I said this on my last stream, and I'm going to repeat it on this stream. And I think anyone who has a method or a means to influence on social media, i.e. via Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, everyone here has a means to communicate, to get their voice across. We want, as a fan base, as a Chelsea fan base, we want to see a bid being made by Chelsea Football Club. I don't care if the bid is rejected. In fact, I would be happy if a bid is made and it's rejected. That's what I want to see. I want to see our bid being made. If it's rejected by Borussia Dortmund, let them suffer the consequences of the rejection. Mm-hmm. Because if Chelsea were to bid £150 million for Erling Haaland, and Borussia Dortmund turn around and say, no thank you, as a fan base, we would be happy with what our club has done. We would not be blaming Marina, Abramovic, no one. We must say thank you, Chelsea Football Club, for making the offer. Borussia Dortmund refused it. That's their problem. And I say problem because Borussia Dortmund will then have to answer to their shareholders. Why did they not sell Erling Haaland for £150 million when in 12 months they will have to sell him for £64 million?
Right.
Their shareholders will be putting a ton of pressure on their club to accept that deal. Chelsea need to make that deal. And my problem is I'm hearing that Chelsea, and this is what Marina, what's his name? I've forgotten his name. Fabrizio Romano. There's a lot of Italian names here. Fabrizio Romano, he said Chelsea would be stupid to put in a bid that they know will be rejected. Now, does that mean that there is a limit to what Chelsea can offer? Is there a limit to what Dortmund will accept? How are we going to know if we don't test the water? I think Chelsea will need to make an offer. I don't think it's stupid for Chelsea to make an offer. I think it's stupid for Chelsea not to make an offer.
Yeah, at this point, it doesn't matter whether they accept it or not. If we make an offer of that magnitude, we are already in a win-win situations per se. Win that if they reject it, they will look stupid, and we have the the grounds to walk away with our heads held up high and look elsewhere, and win if they accept it and we get our player. We've got to make a move. Next week is it.
Yeah.
I want to say something also, Baggy, is that Chelsea and Marina and Roman Abramovich. Let me actually start with Marina and Roman Abramovich. They have a reputation. Roman is known that if he wants something, he'll go and get it. And that is one of the key elements or weapons, you could say, that Chelsea uses in the transfer window to gain already an instant advantage in their negotiations. Clubs know and have that. They know that Chelsea is a very smart, strategic club when it comes to transfer, very efficient, and when they want something, they actually get it. Regardless of when we have bad transfer window or no, if we want to go for a player, we'll get him, no matter who he is. So if this deal's, just like Bobby said, if this deal dies down without knowing that Chelsea actually went all out on him, it's embarrassing for Roman Abramovich himself and for Marina as well. They're gonna face a huge influx of anger and criticism from the Chelsea fan base, and you know what? It's gonna be crazy. Like there's gonna be rages.
And you know what, Julius? It's gone past the stage where they could say, "Oh, we didn't even bid for him." Do you know what I mean? Or we weren't interested. Because if they weren't interested, they would have made that clear weeks ago and probably gone for someone else. So it's very clear that they were interested. They
Right.
are totally implicated in this deal. And the only way out is to make that bid. And I think Dortmund are aware of that. That's why they're going to accept the bid. They've
Right.
cornered Chelsea into giving them the money for Haaland.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
You know what? For me, I think the board would be held accountable. I don't think anybody would focus on Roman because he's put them. He's provided the money. They haven't done anything with the money yet. So, all the focus, all the criticism would be on Marina and the board. They wouldn't really. I don't think the fans would focus on Roman so much. So
You can't
they just need
criticize
to-
Roman. He employs people to
Yeah.
do this sort of thing.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, when I say Roman is that because he's involved, right? He would
he is,
care
yeah.
from a personal perspective. He would want to be like, you have to get this deal done. We have to get it done.
Yeah.
Chelsea cannot be embarrassed by a club like Dortmund. With all due
Exactly.
respect.
That's part of it. That's what I was hearing from some Chelsea fans. Like Johnny. They were saying Chelsea can't afford to put up that kind of money, with a bid of that amount and then get rejected. It would look bad. We just won the Champions League. How can we get embarrassed like this in the transfer window? So I understand it. It makes sense, but I also understand what Baggy is saying about just putting something out there. We don't want a situation where we don't do anything because we think that we might get rejected. We want to put the bid in, and hopefully it gets accepted and we can move on. So it's a difficult one. I think when the bid does come in, it will be accepted. That's what I believe. Whenever the official bid happens, Dortmund will accept it, and we will be able to get our player.
100%. Mo as well.
Sorry, Julius, 1 second. So Dwaki, listen, the link is there. I've posted it again in case there was a typo in the first link. The link is there. Click on it. You'll be able to jump on. The lads on the panel here clicked on that same link and they were able to come on. So go onto the group chat and click on that link, Sadwaki. You'll be able to jump on. Sorry, Julius, I interrupted you, mate.
Oh, no, it's okay. Trying to remember what I was going to say. Yeah. So when it comes to the £150 million bid, there's also another element which is going to change the status of Chelsea Football Club forever going forward, is that it's a statement bid. It's going to take us to the next level. All these players or young players that are coming through, they're going to be like, Chelsea does not joke around when it comes to transfer, and they have the mighty power of competing with the big clubs or the the traditional giants of Europe, like Real Madrid and Barcelona specifically, right?
Yeah.
So this is that's what we need from a footballing perspective. That because the most obvious position that we are struggling with is a striker. From a business perspective, Haaland is going to generate so much money to the club, and he's going to gain so many fans across the world that would support Chelsea and follow Chelsea because of him. And also from a status perspective, that Chelsea will become one of the elite giants, not only in football but also in transfers. This deal has to happen. It has to happen. There's no other way around it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
We've been cornered into it now.
No. Not we've been cornered into it. It's the natural progression for Chelsea Football Club. You see, Chelsea Football Club now, they're not one-time European champions. No, they're two-time European champions. Two-time European champions in a relatively short period of time. Because 2012 and 2021 is a relatively short period of time. Yes, we didn't it back to back like some other clubs did, but the progression of Chelsea Football Club today is we are now one of the biggest clubs in Europe. We are not just the champions of Europe because that's a title, but we are one of the biggest clubs in Europe, which is a what's the word here? It's a description of what we are. Not the title that we hold, but a description of who we are. Okay, we can say we are in the same level as the Real Madrids and the Barcelonas and the Bayern Munichs and the Liverpools, historically speaking. Okay, Chelsea have made it there. For us to continue that progression, we have to sign a player like Haaland. We have to break that record transfer fee, that Premier League record transfer fee. Okay. We have to be doing it. We have to be making that happen. And I don't have a problem with my club if we attempt to do this and fail rather than not to attempt to do it. And that's what I keep saying. Chelsea need to make that bid. If Borussia Dortmund need to reject it, then they need to do what they need to do, but we need to do what we need to do. Because at the end of the day, if my club does not put in that bid and we have to play a season without a striker straight after the winning the Champions League, that's painful for me. That's painful for me to take on. I want to say, I want to introduce Jem to the stream. Jem, how are you? Welcome to the stream, my man.
Hello, how are we doing? All good?
We're doing good. We're doing good.
Hi, Jem.
Jem, apparently in the next week or so, something is going to happen because that's what the big journalists are saying. They're saying in the next 7 days, the Erling Haaland situation will be dealt with, either positively for Chelsea or negatively for Chelsea. A bid is about to be put in, but again, a bid might not be put in because what Fabrizio Romano said, Chelsea would not make a bid if they know it's going to get rejected. But my thoughts on that. I'd rather us do it than and get rejected than not to do it at all. So what's your stance? I mean, I know you've been busy today. I've seen you, on pretty much every channel that I've clicked on today.
It's annoying, man. I'm so tired. It gets tiring. So, YouTube stuff, it gets tiring.
I know, man. I know. It's draining on the
on the brain.
On the brain.
More than anything.
I know.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So tell me your thoughts, mate. Tell me your thoughts.
My thoughts stand. I've been on here for a number of weeks now, and I've said to you guys that this has to be the pinnacle this week that's coming now. We have to get some sort of direction, either or. So either that Chelsea have placed an offer and it's been accepted. I agree that I don't think Chelsea would put a bid forward unless Dortmund have agreed it. I don't think that would be the case, or that the bid is off, which is the worst case scenario for us. But I'm expecting something. Obviously, there was talks about Jan saying about how the German Cup's at the end of this week, so he would expect, Chelsea and even Dortmund to actually sort something out now. Obviously, the German transfer window doesn't finish till the end of this month, does it? 31st of August, and there's a lot of talks around how they think that we might still get him, but at a later stage. I don't think it suits any of the clubs, including Dortmund and Chelsea. Even if it was the third week of August. Chelsea will want a player like Haaland, or a striker, shall I just say, just a striker, before the season starts. I think people forget that we've got a very hard start of the season. You know, we've got Liverpool, we've got Man City, we've got Tottenham, and we've got Palace as our first game. And we're going to need, if we are going to get Haaland, you're going to want him, and Tuchel's going to want him before, to try and obviously have a pre-season with these players, and not pre-season, but a couple of games with these players, a bit of training. Maybe if we're lucky, Super Cup, half of a Super Cup game, or saying, if we can get him before that. And going on what, like I said earlier today, if I was Tuchel and I see how we were at Arsenal and the amount of chances that we fuffled up front, if he hasn't been advised by the board about a striker, then he's certainly going inside there today and saying to him, hang on, you guys are giving me targets. They must have given him some sort of target for the beginning of the season. You want me to win a Premier League? You ain't giving me anything. All I've got is Tammy and Werner. What's going on? That's the only thing I would say, unless obviously he's been advised of it, which he might have done. So I don't know. I think this week's very, very important for us.
Yeah, no, Jem, I would be gutted. I would be gutted if I was Tuchel, looking at my team the way it is. Giroud was allowed to go.
Oh yeah, congrats on 7K, mate. If I just noticed that.
Yeah,
as well. Well done.
Yeah, no, thank you. It's I had a feeling I'm gonna hit it in the stream, and we have done. So appreciate everyone who has subscribed to the Blue Lounge. We were 15 subscribers short, and we've hit that. So thanks to everyone who has subscribed. Listen, Tuchel right now is looking at his team. We sold Giroud. Giroud had a year left on his contract, but we sold him to AC Milan. Tammy Abraham looks like he's going to be out of the door. Batshuayi is problematic. Batshuayi, he does perform, but for some reason he has a problem in understanding the instructions and comprehending the tactics of the managers that he plays for. Thus, he's not been a favourite for any of the managers he's played with. So Tuchel is a very tactical kind of manager, and he's going to struggle with Batshuayi should that be his option. So Tuchel, looking at his team right now, and looking at the saga, I mean, he must be looking forward to the Haaland deal just like we are. I
think it might have just been Bobby that. Sorry, Baggy, but Bobby said saying earlier on my channel. I think it was Bobby actually that said it. He said, if we don't sign a Haaland, how dumb will our board look for selling Giroud in the first place? Because for me, Giroud isn't. At least you'd have just at least kept him, wouldn't you? I think he offered more than what Tammy did when he was there anyway. And you could have made. I don't say he would have got past or been able to compete for Premier Leagues, but at least you still would have had a striker. We don't have any once Tammy goes. Werner's not a striker. He's not an out-and-out striker. I'm sorry. Yeah. So
and Havertz is a false 9 at best, if not a 10. Yeah. So we have. I mean, we have put ourselves in that situation, and Bobby said we backed ourselves in a corner. I don't see it as us backing ourselves in a corner, but we have put ourselves in a position that we have the power to get out of. But for some reason, it doesn't seem like we're doing it. Now, I know. A lot of people have said this. Getting a transfer like this finalized and dealt with is going to take time. It's going to take a lot of patience. Yeah, but we've been doing this for a month. And we don't seem to be any closer to resolving it. Because if we were doing it for a month and things were progressing in a productive manner, we would have an inkling that we are working on this deal. This deal is being discussed between Chelsea and Dortmund. But right now, even the journalists, they're hesitant to say that there is negotiation going on. They're saying they're talking through third parties. No bid has been made. A price has been discussed. But even the journalists are afraid to put their name or their reputation online for this story because they were worried about the story. Now, why is that? Because nothing's happening, or because it is so clandestine that no one knows what's going on? Go on, Bobby.
Can I sort of give a positive slant to this? And some of this we discussed on Jem's stream. I've forgotten the name of the guy that sort of said it. And we can't completely negate the possibility that this deal is done. The thing about, and that might be the reason for the extra secrecy, because we have, I mean, we don't talk about transfers, but this is particular lockdown. I mean, nobody's got a sniff. And because it's so tight-lipped, something must be going on. We're not going to be tight-lipped about all this for nothing. If we weren't interested, we would have come out and said, "What is all this?" No. So something is going on, and some people came out with the theory that okay, this is done, but the reason why it's so secret is so that the Dortmund side can make their purchases without pressure of people knowing that they have this huge sums of money sitting in their bank account, and for Chelsea to sort out a few contracts with their incumbent players. I would like to believe that, but as we're all saying, next week is quite crucial.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just tapping something. No, it is crucial. It is crucial. But listen. Worst case scenario. We don't sign Erling Haaland. Worst case scenario, we don't sign Erling Haaland and Chelsea don't put in a bid. What's going to happen then?
Can I just quickly say something quickly as well before I answer that?
Yep.
One of the things that I found out, which is probably true in terms of the way Roman Abramovich likes the club to be run, is that he's told everyone that's involved in the club that deals with negotiations that if he finds out that any negotiations with players that Chelsea are linked to are leaked, apparently they get fined. They get fined. So they're not allowed to speak to journalists. They're not allowed to speak to their closest mate about it. They're not allowed to do any of that. And this is why when we say we don't hear much or we don't know what's going on and it's worrying, it's not exactly a bad thing. It's just how the club is run and how they like to do things, And I'm happy with that, provided that there's positives out at the end of it. At least you see progress out of it. Do you know what I mean? That's what we want. So
Yeah.
I think it's just I just think it's the way we negotiate things more so now moving forward. And a deal like this, the size of what it is, it's going to be top secret. There's no way in hell anyone knows anything, barring, I think, someone like a Jan. That's because he's close to the Haaland family. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, no, I am totally happy with that. In fact, I endorse that methodology. I think that's the way we should be doing business. But the flip side to it is, what if we don't actually do the business? What if we don't actually make that offer? You see, if Chelsea make the offer and it's rejected, then I want us to know about it, and I think the fan base should know about it, and I think Roman should then allow that bit of information to be made public to the fan base. Look, we made the offer, they refused it. What else are we supposed to do? Because that will stop the fan base from going, for lack of a better word, mental.
After Marina,
because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that happen, especially if we made the bid. If we didn't make the bid, different scenario. But if we made the bid and it was rejected, then we can say,
I think you could take it on the chin more, couldn't you? Because you know that your club's tried everything in its power to try and get one of the best players in world football at the moment, and it was just purely because Dortmund wouldn't sell him for any money. But what I would question there is, why was we wasting so much time? And I'm sure this question would have been asked ages ago. Hence is why I don't think that is the case. I think we're well past that. So I don't know, man. It's just we need clarity, Baggy. We need clarity this week, mate.
I want to bring in Stav. Stav, one of the what's the word here? Old school Chelsea fans. One of the senior citizens in the Blue Lounge. It's going to shoot me for saying that, but Stav, how are you? Welcome to the stream.
Hey, welcome, Stav.
Cheers.
It's been a while.
That was on the other night. You were the one missing.
Good to see you, mate.
Yep, I've even got a T-shirt on tonight.
Yeah, not X-rated stream tonight for you lads. You know what I mean? Last time I got some hate because of that.
Well, that's their problem, innit? Just because I've got a hairy chest.
Go on, Stav. Tell me your thoughts, mate. Let's hear it.
I mean, I've put in the comments a few times that this is a massive deal, which, yes, it's going to take time. I'm not into reading much from the media, but now I think it's Romano is putting it out that Dortmund have basically thrown a deadline in like they did with Man United, which is 3 weeks tomorrow. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I mentioned a few weeks ago, and you have to excuse the fact that I'm losing my voice, and I noticed it was mentioned on Fans TV yesterday regarding buyout clause. Yeah.
Next season.
Yeah. No. If we buy him, that's a bit. I think the club are basically not agreeing with Raiola. If this is the case,
the buyout clause, right? Okay.
Yeah, if this is the case, because Chelsea's policy usually is to buy players with a sell-on that you can sell down the track. Raiola won't want a high buyout clause because he's more interested in his payoffs each time. So he'll want a low one so he can move him on again. That's just something I'm throwing in to the pot for discussion, right? And Roman's not going to...
Let's have just a comment on that. That is something that it makes sense that it might be one of the things that negotiation has to be delayed in respect to. I can understand that, but at the same time, I don't think it will be something that will end the deal from happening, purely for the fact that Mino Raiola will benefit greatly, personally, from the deal happening this window, then happening the next window. So from that aspect, it will benefit him for the deal to go through. Yes, he'll be haggling, he'll be bartering to get the best buyout clause for Haaland, so he can move on. But at the same time, if Chelsea are going to invest 150 million plus pay him 40 million plus whatever contract is going to be assigned to Haaland, I think a buyout for less than £250,000 is probably going to be the minimum. So, it's something that I don't think it will hinder the deal from happening. It may delay it, but I don't think it'll hinder it. Carry on, Stav.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Maybe that's why it's being held up. And Roman's not the type who's going to be held to ransom. He will want to have the ability to sell him at what he wants, not what suits Real Madrid, Man United, or whoever. So, and that's just something that could be part of it. Like I said, Romanov's now saying that there's Romano is saying that there's a deadline being put on the deal for Chelsea to put a magical offer in. That could be Romano just making assumptions.
I love the terms fantasy offer, crazy offer, magical offer, mad offer.
Yeah.
What is that, man?
Yeah, but it's
some crazy terms, man.
Stupid offer.
Stupid offer.
It's a headline. It's a headline mover, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just to give themselves a headline. But I mean, that guy is rated as one of the best. But if he's not being given information by us, he's not going to like that, is he? So he'll just start making things up.
I don't think Fabrizio Romano makes things up. I think Fabrizio Romano is being left out of the loop when it comes to the Chelsea side of the deal. But he wouldn't make things up. He's reputable. He's one of the best journalists out there in regards to reputation, in regards to his information. But I do believe that he has been left out of the loop in regards to the Chelsea side of the deal. So he might be reluctant to.
The point I'm trying to make is the point I'm trying to make, and it was the same with Harvard. It was pretty much known that we were interested. the deal was going to happen. And I said a couple of weeks ago that he said that Harvard had 3 medicals before they actually had one. So that's what I mean by you make an assessment as you see it, and you make a comment.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, we're doing the same thing here because we're convinced that the deal's on. We don't know if it's on, but we're hoping it is. So we make comments.
Staff, this is what I want to discuss on the stream. If the deal isn't on now, what the hell are we going to do moving forward? What is Chelsea? You see, right now, the deadline that Fabrizio Romano has put in place and he has talked about, I agree with him 100%. If we don't get this deal finalized or to the advanced levels of negotiation by the end of this week, Chelsea have really got to start looking at alternatives. Yeah? Now, who are the alternatives? Can anyone here name me a striker that is top tier that Chelsea haven't really looked at? Because
Martinez, Vlahovic, all these guys.
No. The Serbian from Fiorentina, I don't think he is that level. Are you talking about Lautaro Martinez?
Yep.
Lautaro Martinez, I think he's a decent striker. I personally think he's a decent striker. I know some of the guys here don't like him. I think Julius doesn't like him. But I think he's a decent
what
striker.
What is it not to like about him? He scored 20 goals last season and then 17 4. He scores goals. That's what you want.
But apparently he's a second striker rather than a main spearhead. Main striker.
Yeah.
So he plays good with Lukaku. I mean, for me, I think Lautaro Martinez is a decent striker, but he's the same as the Dybala kind of style, more of a false nine, more of a backup. A backup striker. But I mean, Martinez is an option. Could Chelsea take Martinez away from Arsenal?
Yes.
Is there somebody else? I'd love that. I know the Arsenal fan base is quite keen on him, and apparently he's also been marked for being 60-70 million pounds, which is below the prices that we're looking to pay anyway for the strikers that we're looking at. And he's been touted as the next Aguero in regards to the way he plays, in regards to the abilities that he has. But you get that a lot with people from the same kind of country. Same kind of So if they're going to compare him, they compare him to his predecessor.
That happened to Aguero with Tevez, if you remember. When Tevez was around, it was like, Aguero, he's in like the new Tevez. Do you know what I mean? But
and Dybala was the new Messi, etc., etc. That happens a lot. Who did we lose? We lost Julius.
Yeah, Julius.
Yeah. So can Chelsea do something if Erling Haaland doesn't come through the door? Will Chelsea be having? I mean, if we don't sign a tier 1 striker, is Chelsea going to be challenging next season? You see, what concerns me is this. I have a feeling that if Chelsea don't sign Erling Haaland this window, next season, we're going to be facing him in the Premier League. We're going to be facing him, and that concerns me. Man City, Man United.
I don't know.
They can afford his buyout clause, and they can persuade him.
Yeah, but so can we, though, can't we? At the same time, we'll be up there.
Can we? Do you think we can?
I think we'll be able to. If we don't get him this season, I think there's. Let's say we get him, but I think we'll be an option to him still. You'd think that that if we've tried this season, but let's say we fail because we lay a bid that Dortmund turned away. It's not truly our own doing, is it? It's just because Dortmund wouldn't get rid of him. So if he wants Chelsea and he likes the project at Chelsea, then he'll come. And from what I understand with Haaland, the way he's moving in terms of his progression and where he's going, he's taking baby steps. His dream team is to play for Real Madrid from what I've heard. Yeah, Raiola knows that he wants to play for Real Madrid, but he doesn't want to just take that big step to Real Madrid. He wants to take the right steps as he goes along, right? So he's at Dortmund, he leaves Dortmund, and next year he will have options. You might have a Man United, a Chelsea, a Man City. He's going to weigh up what he thinks is the best option for him, and that might be Chelsea, purely based on the young project that we have going on there. And it will depend on what happens in this season, you know, as well, where we are, how we do, you know, what happens, etc. But that's going to apply for every team, you know, so it's going to be interesting.
You know,
is.
sorry, Mo.
No, go ahead, Bobby. Go ahead, Bobby.
I just want to say, this also lends to the fact, by the way, it always hurts me when people talk of a dream team being Real Madrid ahead of Chelsea. I think Chelsea's the dream team, but anyway, that's just my blue veins. But yeah, anyway, I think this just lends to the fact that we've got to make that bid and make it public, because not only does it put us in a position of justification should Dortmund do the unlikely and reject it, but it also gives us a strong hand next season if we are in a position to go for him again, to show him that, look, we went for you, we put this money down for you, now we're coming again. And I think that's quite significant in turning a player's mind, because that level of seriousness in pursuit, you watch all these players, oh, I signed for this club because they showed they really wanted me. I mean, Chelsea would be in that position. We have, in fact, we've just come to the end of the road with this. Make the bid, because if we don't, we look foolish.
Yeah.
Lads, we have just over 265 people watching the stream right now. We're on 144 likes. Can we push that to 200 likes, please? If you haven't liked the stream, do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you're new to the Blue Lounge, subscribe. It would mean a ton to me. We already hit 7,000 subscribers today, so let's keep on
10K is the aim, mate.
10K is the aim. 10K is the aim. So hit the like, hit the subscribe, and I'd appreciate your support, lads. Eric Blue, you've been quiet, mate. What's up? Where's your mind at?
Yeah, I'm just listening, man. I'm just quietly, you know, I'm just listening, and I'm taking in all the information that people have been. Look, let's just. I don't know I can't remember what I said in terms of when I expect Haaland to sign. I can't remember what I said, but 6 to 10 days, man. 6 to 10 days. I would like to get some kind of evident proof that something will happen. You know, other than the silence, right? The silence is already the evidence, but.
Eric, do you think in 7 days' time, when if the Chelsea fan base don't hear nothing from hold on a second, I don't know what Stav is doing. Stav, your camera.
I'm still here.
Yeah, just what we're
I
looking
put
at
the
here.
phone.
Oh,
I
right,
put the phone. I put the phone down because I was worried. The mic.
I was worried the
No,
phone might
still
fall
here.
into somewhere and we get something not nice on the screen.
No, you might have to call an ambulance.
Really? If you feeling
No.
okay, mate? You feeling
Yeah,
okay?
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay.
You sure?
I keep knocking the microphone,
Okay, yeah.
the headphones. So I thought I'll put it down until I get invited to talk. Don't worry, there's nothing to see.
I'll invite you in a second. I'll invite you in a second. Eric, where was that? My train of thoughts stuff. You just destroyed it, man.
Eric Blue was listening to everything people were saying.
Yeah.
Yes, I was listening.
In 7 days, 7 days from now, if we don't hear nothing from the journalists, the clubs, nothing's happening in 7 days, apart from Chelsea are yet to make a bid. If they make a crazy bid, okay, if that's what all we're hearing in 7 days' time, do you think the fan base will move on from the Haaland deal and start to look at something else, or are they going to be
No.
still all the way until the last hour of the transfer window? Yeah, we're going to be on that
They won't move on, man. They won't. I think,
last hour of the transfer window.
yeah, people will go into meltdown, man. I don't think you should go on Twitter. If like 10 days from now nothing happens, still, just don't go on Chelsea Twitter, man. It won't be nice. It won't be nice.
The problem is people like me and Jem and others. That's what we do, man. That's what we do,
Yeah.
and I'm seriously struggling to get my mind around some of these stories, because we try. You see, a lot of people watching these streams don't understand the kind of research that me, Jem, and others do before we come into these streams. We watch news. We read what the fan base is commenting, as well as what the journalists are commenting. We try to get the different perspective of all the other social media people, the influencers, other channels, and try to bring you a balanced perspective. And sometimes, seeing so much, for lack of a better word, rubbish being thrown out there just makes it so hard. It makes it so hard. I mean, for me, I want to be able to give you a stream that is worth your time. I don't want you to be watching the stream for an hour and a half, and walking away and you be thinking to yourself, I didn't get nothing out of that. I want you to get a perspective. I want you to get some rational thoughts in regards to what's happening, what might be happening, where we are going. And sometimes, the way the news is panning out, that is really difficult. So I'm going to bring in Stav, because I don't want him to lose consciousness while he's watching the Blue Lounge. Stav, mate, listen. Is Marina Granovkaia, and Laz, the reason why I'm asking Stav this question is because he has insight into some of the channels that Chelsea work when it comes to these kind of things. So I want to get his insight onto this. Is Marina Granovkaia leading, as far as you're aware, the chase to get Erling Haaland or any big transfer, or is there a team doing the initial steps and then she's going to come in to close the deal? How does it work when it comes to deals of this nature, as far as you know?
I think people like Petr Cech are involved. I think if it's someone from France, Makaleli will get stuck in there as well. She's doing basically the final negotiations and stuff like that. But what we need to remember...
Stav, just to cut you off for a second. Would a player like Ballack be involved in a deal like this?
Well, he's not technically at the club, is he? But I'm quite sure that we would.
He's linked.
We would,
he's linked, and apparently he had words with Havertz before that deal happened last season. So, what do you think?
I think it's more Torre Andre Flo, isn't it? More than anything, because that's more like Norwegian link, isn't it?
Well, he'll have played with his dad, won't he? They'll have played together in the national team.
Yep.
Something we have to remember is that German clubs are 51% owned by the supporters.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So you've got to appease them. So it's got to look like that they're holding out. They're saying they're not going to let him go, and all this kind of stuff. And then that magical offer comes in, boom, we can't reject it because it's stability for the club. It's allows us to continue and rebuild when we need to rebuild. So it's got to be, that's why you've got to be 100% certain that when you present it to supporters, that they're not going to get over upset about it. You've got to present it so that they accept it more. If you're going with an offer of 90, I mean, you look like last year with Sancho. The only reason that didn't come off was because Man U refused to pay the money. Right? Otherwise, it would have happened last year. So,
do you know what?
They didn't put the offer in.
Yeah.
Go on.
No,
Go on,
sorry,
Jeff.
sir. I was just going to say, just quickly, it just come to my head now while I'm lying here, half asleep nearly, but, I spoke to a couple of Dortmund fans, because I was trying to just get a feeling from them about how they feel about the Haaland news to Chelsea. And near enough most of the most of the Dortmund fans that I'd spoken to said to me that they're ready for him to go. Like they're expecting him to leave. Like they don't have a good feeling about him staying. And when I asked why, they just said they said it was more to do with the way he's been, Haaland, the way he has been, whether it was interviewing, the way he has been on the pitch. They're starting to feel that they're getting signs that he doesn't want to be there, even though I don't think
his mind is elsewhere.
and that's Dortmund fans who watch him day in, day out. So think of it like that. So I'm not saying that that is the case and take it, but just take what you think from it. But that's what I've been told by a couple of Dortmund fans themselves. They're expecting him to actually go.
Yeah, I want to ask Bobby something. Bobby,
Yep.
Erling. I mean, let's not be negative. Let's be positive. Erling Haaland coming to Chelsea next season. Let's talk like that, yeah. Erling Haaland coming to Chelsea next season. Erling Haaland has a bit of arrogance about him. Erling Haaland has a bit of what's the word? Overconfidence. If we don't want to use the word arrogance, overconfidence about him. Very similar to Hakim Ziyech in the way that he handles himself, in the way that he talks. Maybe he's that little bit extra than Hakim Ziyech. Now, Chelsea fans don't normally take well to arrogant players, if that's the word. Do you agree or disagree? What's your thoughts on that aspect?
I kind of disagree. In the position he plays and being the kind of player he is, you have to have that appearance of swagger and aggression. My goodness me. I mean, Diego Costa really wasn't, he wasn't the kind of guy that you'd like to meet down a dark alley on your own if you rubbed him up the wrong way. You know, he looked like a bit of a monster. But if
you loved having him in the Chelsea shirt, though.
I loved him in the Chelsea shirt, and the players loved him in the dressing room. Drogba was more of a milder approach, but every defender that came across him, they will tell you that they knew they were in for a fight. So Haaland's only a 21-year-old kid. You know, he's a fighter, and I don't see him as arrogant at all. You know, some people may take his confidence as arrogant, but I would rather he's like that than he's some, quiet little lamb in the court.
Oh, we lost him. We lost Bobby.
He's gone. What happened to him?
We lost him. I think his phone might have overheated. He has a problem with his phone. Overheats sometimes. But yeah, I agree. And I'm glad you said that, Bobby. I'm glad you said it. Because that's what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for an arrogant... I'm not going to carry on the sentence, but you know what I'm getting at. I'm waiting for the arrogant player to come on.
His mentality.
Drogba was arrogant. Costa was arrogant. And they're arrogant because they have the right to be arrogant, because they are the dog's bollocks, man. They score them goals. They scare the defenders. I mean, when you see Costa coming at you, you're like, if I tackle this guy and he falls, is he gonna get up and smack me, or is he gonna walk away?
That's what he's like,
Is one of them ones, you get me? And that is something that Erling Haaland has about him, and I think that is a very important factor. Bobby, I'll let you carry on, mate. I'll let you carry on.
Yeah, sorry. When I'm on the stream for a long time, my phone starts to burn up and it trips me out sometimes.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
So yeah, I was just concluding to say, look, we don't need some scared little character on the field for us. We need a fighter. We need a proverbial tough guy, and you've got to be You've got to be strong. You've got to be confident. How you come across really doesn't matter as long as you're a team player. Is my phone dropping? As long as there's all sorts going on here today. As long as you're a team player, as long as the players like you in the dressing room, I think that's what's important. And I don't see him not being a team player. He wouldn't be so liked at Dortmund if he wasn't.
I agree. Listen, Stav, your camera is a little bit of an awkward position. It's going to give people a neck injury watching the stream. Can you flip it, Stav? Stav, can you hear me? Stav?
He's froze.
Yeah, I'm gonna put him out and then let him back in again. Yeah, because I've got a bad neck and that does not look good. Anyway,
I hope he's
listen,
all right.
Yeah, he's
no,
all right.
I think he's alright. He's literally just froze. Actually, hold on a second. Yeah, he looks alright. It's frozen. It's frozen. Hopefully.
Is he frozen?
Yeah, I think it's frozen.
I hope so.
I hope so. I hope so. We'll know in a little while. We'll know in a little while. Kate Anderson, your comment. Yeah, he's back. He's back. I'm going to bring him back on. I Stav, you had a scare for a second there, mate. We thought we lost you. You're on mute, Stav. You're on mute. I'll unmute you. Alright. Stav. Yeah, Stav.
I don't know
We
what
lost you there
happened.
for a second.
I just
mate,
lost the whole screen.
Yeah, it froze and it was like sideways, horizontal. So
Yeah.
we thought something might have happened. But glad to have you back
No.
with the living. Kate Anderson. People are talking about Real Madrid and Manchester United for Haaland next year, but right now Chelsea are a more exciting team for any player to play for at the moment because we have everything. We don't have everything, Kate. We don't have a striker. But I agree. Chelsea are an exciting team to play for because we are the champions of Europe, because we have had a good, a couple of seasons. We lost that again. We had a couple of good seasons. But I think Real Madrid, with their history, Manchester United, with their signings this season, a case could be made for either. So, yeah. Again, Chelsea are a very good team, are a very good team in Europe, and I think any player would love the opportunity to play for Chelsea. Even if you are Erling Haaland, one of the
You're
best
guaranteed to
potentially
compete, right?
strikers.
You come to Chelsea,
Exactly.
you're guaranteed to compete,
Guaranteed
and that's
trophies,
what
yeah.
players want. They want
That's what they
trophies,
want.
and people like
Legacy.
well, exactly, they want a legacy, and people like Haaland, they're next, like he's already said a number of times. I want to play for teams that are competing. Why not come to the team that's just won the Champions League and now the champions of Europe? It makes a lot of sense. Chelsea are the most successful team in the last 20 plus odd years in Premier League football, so we will always be an attraction to players like Haaland, and even more so now, just purely because of what's going on there, the project, the young players we've got, the manager we have. I think the manager we've got is a big thing. The way he manages to elevate the players that we currently have in the squad as well is something else, and we've got the money on top of it as well. So
Jim, my concern is a manager of this caliber who has achieved success in very turbulent circumstances. Is a manager you want to keep, and to keep him, you have to give him the tools to be able to produce. And if we're not giving him the most important tool, because in a football match you have two areas: you have the attack, you have the defense. The midfield, it is what it is. But if you have a bad defense, you're not going to be able to win games, and if you have a bad attack, you're not going to be able to win games. Midfield, you can compensate. But these two areas, and right now our attack is lacking when it comes to finishing. Before I give you guys a chance to respond, we have 172 likes with nearly 300 people in the stream. So if everybody in the stream just hits that like button, it would mean a ton. And in regards to the subscriptions, lads, we were aiming to get 7k today. We have smashed that. We are over 7,016 subscribers. So big up to everyone who has subscribed. I really, really appreciate that. So talking about legacy, Chelsea will give you the opportunity to have that legacy. So from that aspect, I think we are more interesting, more attractive. I think Manchester United have way to go. I think this season is going to be a season for them where they need to prove something. They have a young manager as well. Some good signings, but I think Chelsea are better. I think Chelsea are better for this season. Bobby and Eric, your thoughts?
I just want to kind of add to Kate's message that she put up. I think she's kind of right. And what we tend to forget as Chelsea fans, I was listening to, funnily enough, it was Craig Burley and Frank Leboeuf, and they were talking about Chelsea. And, you know, we have a unique character in that we are the glamour club of London. You know, these foreign boys want to come and play with us, and they all want to pick up a flat in Kensington. And Chelsea is a wonderful place to be. It's a glamorous place to be. Not to mention the level of success we pull off at on the pitch at the moment. So I don't think we should underestimate or feel unnecessarily, shall I say, intimidated by the old brigade. You know, the likes of Real Madrid and Man United, if you want to put it in that context. Madrid, okay, that's a nice place to be. Manchester, London, not so sure. I think some people would rather be in London.
Yeah.
I forgot your question.
I've got to go anyway. No, I
Jim,
say.
Jim, before you go, I want to give you a couple of minutes to give me your final thoughts. And before you give me your final thoughts, have you been following? What's that dude's name? That German journalist. What's his name? From Bayern Munich. Christian Falk. Have you been following him? I mean, he's been quiet in regards to this, really.
No, I haven't been following him, and yeah, he has been very quiet, which is unusual. He's someone that's quite vocal, especially when there's negotiations being done in Germany. So I don't know. I don't really know what's happened to Falk on the Haaland side of things. I think Jan, like I said, I just think Jan's more of the main man for it, and I think Fabrizio feeds off him as well. And whatever Jan says is what it is. So yeah, it is. Yeah, I just think we just have to wait and see. I think Jan will break the news as well, mate, if it's going to be Jan. So yeah, we'll see.
Well, Jem, thanks for being on the stream. Really appreciate you. And lads, GNA TV. GNA TV is another good YouTube channel. Chelsea-related content. Some good streams, some good information on there. And I think you guys produce daily content, right, Jem?
Yeah, we're doing daily content at the moment.
Yeah,
it's going to be growing even more once we go into the season as well. So yeah, just make sure you tune in, guys, to that.
Yeah, guys, check out GNA TV, and Jem, thank you for being here.
No worries,
Appreciate you, mate.
Take care. See you later on,
Have a good
guys.
night.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
See you, Jem.
See you later, Jem.
See you, Jim.
Yeah, no, GNA TV, lads, good channel. Up and coming. They're on the road to 2,000 subscribers. So make sure you guys give them a follow, subscribe. Some good panels on there as well, some good discussions and good debates. Lads, this week, is it going to happen?
Not necessarily.
Yes. We have to be confident, don't we?
I think on Sunday. I'm saying Sunday. I don't know if I said Sunday before, but yeah.
Sunday. A whole week. We're going to have to wait a whole 7 days. Whole 7 days, Eric.
Yeah, I mean, we've been waiting for it's not much more than we've been waiting already. So yeah, 7 days. Not too much.
I mean, we're going to wait the entire 7 days to get any news on Erling Haaland. Is that what you're telling me? You're telling me I'm going to lose more hair. I'm going to have more hair go grey. I'm going to have some sleepless nights because this is dragging on, mate. This is dragging on.
It is, man. But is it dragging on more than the Havertz one? It's not.
Yes.
But
it feels like it. It feels like it.
It feels like it, but it's not.
Really?
So yeah.
But at least the Havertz one, we're hearing Petr Cech is on his way there. Rudiger talked to him. Havertz's sister was giving us leaks, man. We were getting leaks. We were getting information. Havertz was active on Twitter. He was liking posts and he was doing things and he was posting pictures with his dog and I don't know. It just felt more, it felt like it was going to happen with Havertz. It was just a matter of time before it was announced. And that's what we're saying. Announce Havertz. Do you know what we're saying now? Make the bid. There's a big difference, man.
Yeah. No two situations can ever be the same. Yeah, and we know supporting Chelsea is not for the faint-hearted anyway. So we'll hang in there and we'll be all right. Be brave.
Last year was different because they were still playing the European competitions and the league seasons had been delayed. So we do need to get it moving on. I think it's going to happen. 7 to 10 days. He'll want him in before the first league game, I would imagine.
You're worse, man. Stav, you're worse. 7 to 10
my
days.
voice.
We're talking Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, but I want to see you go. I want to see you go grey.
Yeah.
What's already happening, mate?
Well, I'm well grey, aren't I? Listen, can I just say something about where we were discussing arrogance and stuff like that?
Yeah, go on.
When you look at Norway, Denmark, Sweden, even Holland, right? Irrespective of where the person's roots are, if they're brought up there, there's a certain confidence. I see it as confidence. Like you said with Ziyech, right? I mean, he's Moroccan, but he was brought up in Holland, right? Look at Zlatan. You're not going to get any more confident or arrogant than Zlatan, are you? Right? So I don't think that's an issue. I'd rather someone's confident. So if they have a dry spell, they're going to just keep seats.
I think it's a positive aspect. I think it's a positive aspect. And I agree with what Bobby said earlier. Having an arrogant, confident striker is what we need. Having an aggressive striker is what we need, because a player like that would not be content for second best. A player like that would not be content. We've seen Erling Haaland walk off that pitch because he feels that he didn't do enough. He's angry with himself. And, we want players like that. We want players that are always aspiring to perfection, aspiring to score goals. When he plays and he doesn't score, he feels like he's underachieved. That's what I want. I want a player that wants to achieve greatness every time. Because if setting yourself that high bar means you're going to achieve better than setting yourself an average bar. And for me, Erling Haaland has so many good attributes. Not only in regards to his footballing abilities, but even in regards to his personality. Because I'm going to use this word here, and some of the foreign lads might not understand this, but I want a cocky lad. I want him to be cocky, because that means he's going to be in your face. He's going to be dominating you. That's what I want, and he has that about him, and I want that for Chelsea. And when I look at the other strikers, they'll come in to play for Chelsea. But Erling Haaland is not playing for Chelsea. He's playing because he wants to have that legacy. And by achieving that legacy, he's going to achieve greatness at Chelsea. I know I'm preaching. I know if Boogeyman was here, he'd be like, more you're preaching again. But no, I feel like these things need to be said. They need to be said, because Erling Haaland to Chelsea is not just a player. I think this is the thing that we want to see happen for for the development of our club.
Isn't that what makes Cristiano Ronaldo so great?
Yes.
He pushes himself to achieve for himself.
Spot on, Bobby. Yeah. Messi also.
He's got a decent assist rate as well. So, and I think he'll be good for Werner once they get an understanding going. And if the players who are getting the crosses in, if he's putting them away, they're going to be more confident about getting there and putting the cross in, because they know he's going to be there. And it just bleeds from the front right the way through to the back, the confidence. So I think it's going to happen. Right? I mean, I suppose I could end up getting called mug and all sorts at the end of it, but I think it's going to happen. I just think it's a question of pacifying everybody, right? While we're getting cheesed off, it's about keeping Dortmund fans quiet, not coming out even though they know there's a good chance it's going to happen. Until it does, they're not going to like get negative about the club as it stands. So it's going to happen.
Yeah.
We
but
might miss. He might miss
I
the Palace game.
Say
He
again.
might miss the Palace. I said he might miss the Palace game. It could happen, and then because don't forget this: is it one? Is it one game or two before we go into internationals again? 1st of September is international week.
Is it? Yeah, I think so.
And it's three games. 3 games in September.
Just bringing up the. Okay, we have our schedule. I'm actually going to bring it up on the screen for you lot to see. Share screen. Okay, so we've got a friendly on Wednesday against Tottenham, and then we've got the Super Cup on the 11th, Crystal Palace on the 14th, Arsenal 22nd, and then Liverpool 28th.
So 3 games.
Yeah, and then 11th of September we've got Aston Villa. So I'm seeing a big gap here. So this is the international break here between this game. Yeah. So I think. Yeah, I mean, it has to be. It has to be done before then. It has to be done before then. There's no two ways about it. Me personally, I think the Haaland deal will happen. I think it will happen. But I think it's going to be so complicated that it might drag on for more than these 7 days. You know, these journalists that are saying there's a 7-day period where it has to be finalized. I agree. The Haaland deal must be resolved within the next 7 days for Chelsea in order for them to conclude the other deals. Because don't forget, we have Koundé. We're still working on him and possibly another transfer. Because Chelsea, I think, will have 4 players coming in this window. So even after Haaland, there's one more player coming in, possibly a DM, possibly Tchouaméni. But the concern is this Haaland deal, if it drags on, it's going to cause us a lot of problems in regards to how do we plan for the season, because Tuchel right now is using this preseason to see how fit are his players, what players he can use, he can utilize, who he should loan, sell, keep. But all of these plans that he's working on, he needs to know, is Haaland coming in? Is a striker coming in or not? Because if a striker is coming in, he'll plan his season in one way. If a striker isn't coming in, he'll plan his season a different way. And I think this is why it is so important for us to come to an understanding in respect to Erling Haaland before the start of the season.
He doesn't look stressed, does he?
He doesn't.
He doesn't look stressed.
He doesn't.
He looks totally relaxed.
Yeah,
he's going to be made. He's going to be made aware of more than we are, right? And then second half against Arsenal, we went with 2 strikers. We played with 2 up top, 2 out and out strikers later on in the game. So he was trying things out. Yeah, he was trying things out. Right, they may not be the players he wants to play in that position, but he was trying the system out to see how the rest cope. Because it's not just about having 2 men up top. You've got to have the midfield functioning properly, wingers or wing backs functioning properly. So he was trying things out. Yeah. But he doesn't look stressed to me. Looks like he knows far more than we do. He looks relaxed about it.
Sorry, JK. He's not talking about Haaland. He's talking about Tuchel. Doesn't look stressed out, not Haaland. So just to clarify. Listen, lads, I'm going to wrap up the stream. We've been going for just under 2 hours. We're 8 likes away from 200. We're on 192 likes. So Let's get that 200 likes, guys. Let's get that 200 likes. And we've had a fantastic response in the subscriptions. We've had 33 new subscribers join Baggy TV, join the Blue Lounge. We've had 33 subscribers join the Blue Lounge during the stream. So thanks to everybody who has subscribed. Thanks to everybody who has liked the stream. I'm going to give 2 minutes of final thoughts to each one. We'll start with Eric. But before I do, guys, let's push to get 200 likes. So we're 4 likes away. Eric Blue, your final thoughts on this whole story, mate?
I'm not sure what to say, man. I feel like I just keep saying the same things over and over. But let's go again.
Erling Haaland's story is deja vu over and over and over again. It's just the way it is, mate. So you can repeat it again. No worries, mate. Let me know.
Yeah.
Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day. Yeah, exactly.
It's I still believe it will happen, man. And I don't think it's just blind hope. I think there's enough to suggest that this needs to happen. You know, I'll just I will mention what Terry said. He said if it doesn't happen, it's on Chelsea. If this deal doesn't happen, it's on Chelsea. So the ball is in Chelsea's court. Chelsea just needs to get it over the line. So that's what we're waiting for. Basically waiting for that. You know, hopefully we will get something soon. Because people can only struggle like this for a little longer. Like I can only do this for so much time, for so long. I can only repeat the same thing for so long, man. Because I might go crazy, man. If by Sunday nothing happens, man. I don't know. It's we just have to keep waiting and expecting what we want to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's painful. This story is painful to be a part of because as Chelsea fans, we feel like we're a part of the story because we want to see a conclusion to this saga. So I agree with you, Bobby. I agree with you, Eric. Bobby, your final thoughts, mate.
You know, as you said, Mo, the story is repetitive and it's painful. But I jump onto a lot of these streams sometimes because of the well-being, for want of a better word, of the fan base. You know, everybody's quite anxious about this, but I feel quite calm. I really do. I think we're so implicated in this deal that it's inevitable that we will do something, and I think Dortmund will accept what we do. Having said that, why I'm so calm is that even if it doesn't happen, we have a very good squad. We have a very good manager, and somehow we'll figure it out and we'll come out on top. It's a Chelsea thing. Don't worry about it. Be brave. We've got our man. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, spot on, Bobby, spot on. Yeah, it's tough, but we'll get through this, and the season will kick off, and better and better things with better and bigger things with Tuchel moving forward, hopefully. Stav, mate, your final thoughts on the topic?
Yeah, I've been relaxed most of the way through. I mean, I do try and digest what people are saying, what's going on, but I've been relaxed and calm about the whole thing. And if it doesn't happen, what will be, and I still think we'll be top 4. And then we just move on. I'm just whatever happens, I'm excited for the upcoming season. Like I said, at one point last year, I lost that. I lost the enthusiasm, and I was watching games out of blind loyalty, to be honest, at one point. So I'm relaxed. It's okay. We get him, which I believe we will. We don't with Chelsea, and we'll still be London's number 1 in top 4.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think we will find a way. We will find a way to overcome the problem of the Haaland deal. Should it not go through, like Bobby said, we are Chelsea, and we'll persevere. And I think the Haaland deal is such a positive thing if it was to happen, that we all want to see it happen. But at the same time, we also need to prepare ourselves for it not happening. If it doesn't happen, we need to be able to move forward and still have confidence in our manager, our squad, our club. Because at the end of the day, we've been through worse and we've come out on top. So, best of luck to our club, and we move forward. Thank you to everybody who has joined the stream. The lads in the chat, big up to all of you. Big up to all of you in the chat. I have seen some great discussions in the chat. And to be fair, you guys started discussing an hour before the chat even started, before the stream even started. You guys were discussing, having an argument. I was surprised Sadorki wasn't in the arguments with you, jumping in with his 2 cents. But I'm seeing.
But I was charging my phone up.
Obviously. No, I was seeing a great community happening, a great debate happening in this Blue Lounge, both in the panel and also in the chat. Great bunch of lads. We're becoming a family, a big family on the Blue Lounge. Appreciate each and every one of you. For those of you who have subscribed to the Blue Lounge today, a big thank you. And for those of you who have liked the video, a big thank you. And no, I'm not. You are. You guys make this happen, not me. All right? I am a vessel. Let's preach a little bit. I am a vessel. I'm a vessel. You guys are the ones that make it happen. You guys coming on the stream, chatting and giving me your thoughts and ideas and your opinions. You are the ones that are making this channel a success. So big up to all of you. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. And I will hopefully see you tomorrow when they announce... What's his name? No, we've said his name enough already. Lukaku. Good night, lads. I'll see you all later. Have a good one. Peace out.
See you, Bobby.
Good night, guys.
Good
See
night,
you
guys.
later.
Up the Chelsea, man.